Welcome to the Scent Bar. For those of you guys who don't know what the heck the Scent Bar is, we are just a group of gals who are unrelated in the world of Scentsy, but we commit it to one another to encourage and support and train one another. And we got such great results from that we decided that once a month we would do this live on air with our groups and our teams and share with you guys some of the things that we have done and encourage you and train you and support you the way that we support each other. And that meeting is called the Scent Bar. So that's what we're called. And this month we're going to be talking about recruiting or sponsoring or team building. Everybody calls it something a little bit different, but really what it is business building. We're going to talk a little bit about why we sponsor and the benefits of sponsoring, how to sponsor, and where to find those people to sponsor. So I'm going to, I guess I'll start with introducing myself. I'm Casey Witt. I'm Superstar Director with the Blazing Supernovas. And we have Miss Cassie with us.
Hi.
Cassie is the Director of Be Brave.
I am from Florida, and I am the Director of Team Be Brave.
There we go. And then Jamie Batts.
Hi, I'm Jamie Batts. I'm from Maryland, and I am the Director for Team Movers and Shakers.
And Jazz Kiss.
Hello, I'm from Sarasota, Florida, the Director of Team Daring Scent Stars.
And we have Lisa Owens.
Hi, I'm Lisa Owen, no S.
No
I'm
S?
from Wisconsin, and I am the proud director of the Watson Your Warmer team.
And Kristen Market.
I am Kristen from Philadelphia and Star Director of Team Scents and Dreams.
And Miss Kelly Wiggins.
Hi, Kelly Wiggins from Virginia and proud team Dreams Happen.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna butt in one more time like I did last time. If you see us, will you comment on the page? Because I have about 5 people saying they don't see anything.
It's a bit delayed. It just went live. I kept testing it on my phone.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll tell
So
them.
each month when we meet for these first few months, we're going to have one of our directors tell their story and how they made it to director. And this month that's going to be Hannah. Hannah's going to tell us a little bit about her journey and give you guys her intro.
Okay, so hey everyone, I am so excited to share my story with you guys. So for those of you that do not know me, my name is Hannah and I am from Washington State. I am a Scentsy Family Director with Team Full of Scents, and I've been a Scentsy consultant since March of 2012, but I've actually been a customer since 2007. So my Scentsy story is of course still going, but I have faced several obstacles along the way, as many of you can probably relate to as well. But in my experience, all of those obstacles just build up to us being a stronger leader and an individual. So at the time, my husband was in the Air Force and we lived away from family, so it was just me, him, and our oldest boy, but at the time he was only, he's a baby, but our oldest boy, Joey. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I still am, thanks to Scentsy, but I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But when I was offered the opportunity to join Scentsy, I took it right away. I love the product, and I wanted to bring in a little extra money because, when your husband's bringing in all that money, you kind of feel bad not contributing, even though as a stay-at-home mom, you're contributing by taking care of your kiddos. But I love the product, and I wanted to bring in a little extra money and, feel like I was contributing in a way. So I joined. Now, when I joined Scentsy, I had absolutely no desire to recruit or build a team. I guess you could kind of call me a kidnapper who just wanted to make a little extra money. Which that actually all changed at one of my home parties that I did, and this was when we were living in Texas. I did a home party for someone that I had never met before. In fact, we met on a yard sale site, and she found me, and we set up a home party, and voila. So I walk in and set up my party, which was pretty quick because I like to keep it really simple, and then I started helping her gather all of her food together and putting all the drinks together, whatever, and then, of course, the guests were late. So I started talking to her about Scentsy, and she'd asked my why did I join, and I said, just because I was obsessed with Scentsy product, and she was like, oh, I am too, and I want to join now. I'm like, okay, are you sure? Like, I was dumbfounded when she said it. I was totally shocked. I was totally taken back. And hello, now when somebody says, I want to join your team, you're so excited. You're like, fantastic, okay, let me tell you all about it. But then I was just like, I didn't know what to say. So I was scared to death to have someone on board with me. So she ended up joining the next day, and I had my very first recruit. Literally had no clue what I was doing or what I was even supposed to do. So I just basically told her what I do, and she pretty much just took off with it running, like faster than I did. So I didn't have, I didn't have to do anything for her. She was just a self-motivator, which was awesome for a very first recruit. That's what we like. But we would chat every other day, sometimes daily, and that was that. So I said to myself, okay, that was a little too easy. Later on that month, I ended up adding 5 others to my team, within a month's span of time. So that was huge for me, and another huge shock, of course, because I was like, okay, this is just crazy. So I don't know, I just felt like it was just overwhelming me because I wasn't expecting to have a team, So with all that being said and the recruiting and everything like that, I just kind of took a step back and let them do their thing, and I kind of stepped back from recruiting because I was just too overwhelmed. So Scentsy then announced an incentive trip, and this was probably the most motivation. This was my motivation here. I honestly was like, yeah, freaking right. There is no way I can earn an incentive trip, especially since I was only a lead consultant, which, by the way, you are never just a consultant or only a consultant, okay? You are a consultant. So just remember that, because a lot of times people characterize themselves as, I am just a consultant, or I'm only a leader, or or a star consultant, whatever. So don't ever, yeah. So remember that. So I literally sat down and I said to myself, okay, this is what I needed to do in order to earn the trip. I typed it up. I'm big into posting stuff all over my office, so I posted a picture of Hawaii, and I posted next to it what I needed to do to earn that. I ended up earning the trip to Hawaii in 2013, and I actually met Casey on that, and I met a whole bunch of other amazing ladies, and I really realized that I could do anything that I set my mind to after earning that, because it was obvious that it's doable. So after Hawaii, my entire mindset just changed. I wanted to become a director. Then last year, I went to leadership in Cancun. Wow, 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 wow. So awesome. Best experience ever, even though I had busted knees. It's okay, but I still made it the best. It was such a game changer for myself and my team. It's impacted my life and my business huge. And we are truly growing and developing all together into an amazing team. And I owe it all to Scentsy. Well, of course, and my husband, who stands by me 110%. So the reason I'm telling you guys this is I earned my very first incentive trip to Hawaii as a lead consultant. There were people on this incentive trip that would stand up when Heidi Norville would bring my little speech, and there was a Scentsy consultant on this trip. There were also certified consultants on this trip, and some who just became certified. So anything is possible when you set your mind to it, and I feel like I'm proof of that, because I set my mind to it. For somebody who didn't want to grow a team, and now here I am with over 100 people on my team, I'm proof of that. So now a lot of people can consider me a slow-going consultant, okay? Because when I first joined, I'm sorry, but I did not hit director until almost 4 years into me being with Scentsy. Some people earn it in like 4 months, some people earn it in a year, etc., etc. But what is most important is that you are enjoying the journey along the way, and to never, ever, ever compare yourself to anyone. You all are here for a reason tonight, and that is to boost yourself, get inspired, and I'm so glad to have gotten to share my quickly summed up story for you.
And don't give up.
Don't give up, ever. Never, ever.
So Hannah, you mentioned in your story that you met your first recruit through a yard sale site.
Yeah. Yes, I
How
met.
did that happen?
How did that happen? Well, I had posted on the yard sale site like a thing about like the Scentsy, that I had Scentsy product on hand. Was anybody interested in taking a look at it? New smells coming out, and then she had commented, and then it just kind of went from there.
Awesome.
So, so when you're posting on the yard sale sites, you have to be kind of careful about your wording.
Yeah.
It's okay to put the word out there with recruiting for recruiting, but it's not so much for sales. But anyway, is there an echo? Is just that going like
There is an echo.
I never mentioned anything about recruiting on my post in the yard sale site. It was just for the mere fact that I had some smellies on hand, and who wants to sniff?
Oh, you meant
Just the testers, right? It wasn't like you were advertising stock.
Correct.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay, so I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If a few of you have the headphones around, it might help with that feedback.
Okay, so I got my headphones on. And Kelly, I know that you've had some good experience with yard sale sites too,
I have.
as far as recruiting goes.
I had a transition where I ended up moving, and I had to downsize a lot because I was going to be going into my parents' basement. We needed to save up money to pay off medical bills because we had health stuff. So I literally sold about 75% of my home, and put the rest in storage. And in that process, my office was almost the very first thing that everybody saw when they came to pick up their goodies. And of course, they would notice that I was selling Scentsy because of all the big purple walls that I had, and would start asking questions about it. And then next thing you know, they want to be a customer, and then they're asking about the joint opportunity, and we're chit-chatting about how it can benefit and help them. So I think the biggest thing that goes with is just always be prepared with stuff on hand. Be open to have conversations with people, and don't be scared. It's all about them, and it's all about answering their questions, and just being yourself is the biggest thing that I can say with that. So in turn, I've met a lot of people that came to my house, and then they wanted to friend me on Facebook. They became my customer, they became my teammate, but then they had some of them that didn't get on my team yet had friends that wanted to either do parties, or they themselves wanted to do a Facebook party. So they would hold a Facebook party for me, and then them or one of their attendees would join my team. So Facebook has been, with the yard sale sites and Facebook parties, has been big for me with social media and people joining my team, especially in the past year.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. So that brings us to Facebook. Does that sound as bad to everyone else as it does to me?
Yes.
I'm going to try to get my headphones out too.
Yeah.
Okay. So that brings us to Facebook. I know Cassie and Lisa, you guys a lot on Facebook. Do you want to speak to that, Lisa?
Sure. I kind of call it attraction marketing. I just have fun on Facebook. I post silly pictures, silly videos. Almost everything has the word Scentsy in it, or at least my clothes say Scentsy or something.
A lot thereof.
But I'm not usually pushing product, or I'm not usually posting my website. I'm just having fun. And people have repeatedly told me over the years that they join my team because of my passion and how much fun I'm having. So I consider that attraction marketing. And then to get off, I know I'm going to throw Casey through a loop here. I just have to add that today I had 2 people join my team, and it had nothing to do with attraction. I had never spoken to either of them about joining Scentsy before, but I just asked them today, and they both joined.
That's awesome.
So that's a great point. Sometimes all you have to do is ask, right?
That's all you have to do is ask.
So Cassie, what's your experience on Facebook? Is it similar to Lisa's, or?
Yes, it is similar, and just staying positive and motivating. And for me, I like to use it with little kids. And like tonight, I took a video of my daughter taking a bath. I mean, you can't see anything but bubbles, but she's using her smoothie, and she's telling us it smells good, it's yummy. I haven't posted it yet, but that's the kind of thing that people will comment about how cute she is or whatever, and then they're going to be interested in that, and then it just leads people into seeing how much fun my kids even have with it. Or, for example, when the new testers come out next month and we are transitioning, I take pictures of my kids and I building towers with all the testers. And it's just always having that reminder of safety in the background, but always being positive. I'm like Lisa, I have a lot of people say to join just because of me. I have no big answer on why people join my team, but the majority of mine is just network marketing on Facebook and sharing the opportunity and what a blessing Cincy has been for me. And something I want to add, I think Kelly was talking about it. When I go and meet with people, I am just me. I'm going to share whatever information they want, but I also feel like it's very important not to overload them with too much information. I feel like a lot of times we can overload them with too much information sharing the opportunity, and it can be overwhelming. So that's my little tidbit.
Right,
Well,
so when you meet...
Sorry, Casey, jumping in real quick. Just to add, I think, too, because I'm friends with both of you on Facebook, just to say that I think one of the biggest things for both of you that I notice is that you're both always very positive and you're showing real-life experiences. And then Lisa adds some tidbits in there that makes us all laugh a lot.
Yes. Lisa cracks me up.
It's hilarious.
So,
So she's saying I'm not funny. I'm not funny.
Oh,
That's all I heard. I'm not funny. I'll be funny tonight.
You're funny.
Oh.
You didn't talk about underwear
and
today.
Jess,
Hey, I think that's the reason I've never worn my underwear inside out before. I did today, and I get 2 new team members.
That's hilarious.
like
Maybe
sports,
we all
you
need
a
to
good
do that. That's
sports
what you guys need to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it tomorrow.
Let me know.
There's a lot
So
of comments going on the bar scent page. There's a lot of echo, and they're having some issues hearing us very well. Just heads up.
Yeah.
So maybe if when we're not talking, mute yourself, and then unmute when you're talking. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you have headphones, that would help.
Don't work, because my computer hates me.
Yeah. Yikes.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
I hear you.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, Jess, I know that you have a lot of, like everyone was saying, that people join their team because of, Cassie and Lisa were saying that people have joined their team just because of them. And I know you've had people buy from you, join your team before they buy. Is there a trick to that?
I don't know if it's a trick. I think it's more of a mindset. And my mindset is the best thing I have to offer you is this opportunity. If you're looking at my catalog, I want you to look at the join page. And there's, I think it all kind of ties together. I use social media, Facebook mostly, to do this. So for an example for that would be pretty much every month I'm making a list of 5 to 10 people, and I'm just simply asking them in a private message to join my team. I'm strategic about it. I use the whole mom thing, kid thing too. But so just asking, and I'm asking them to join my team before I'm ever asking them if they're interested in trying a warmer and wax. So it could be someone who's never used Scentsy. I use other things, like I ask people if they're, your face looks like am I blurry?
No, there's some feedback or something going on.
Oh, I don't hear it. So stop me. Okay. So anyways, I'm strategic in the list that I make, people who are thrifty and they're always couponing, or so they might need extra money, people who are new moms and they might want to stay home and work from home, that sort of thing. The list goes on. And then just whenever you're talking to somebody, say you have an open house and somebody's spending $80, well, it's only going to cost them a little bit more. I'm the one with the funny husband who has to always make me laugh when I'm talking live, so forgive me if I'm always looking off to the side. Okay, so if I could show you the camera right now, I would. But sorry about that. So say you're having an open house and somebody's buying a combine and save package that's $80. So if they spend $19 more, you could join and get this $80 worth of stuff for free. And that's pretty catchy, I think, to people, because if they're spending $80, they really like the product and they probably have a humongo list, a wish list of things that they want. So I think that's just my biggest thing, is asking someone to join before I even ask them if they want to buy wax and warmers. Sponsoring is my favorite part of this business, so I think that's where it comes from.
Can I piggyback on that real quick?
Of course.
At World Tour last year, Jen Audette made a quote, per se, that instead of it being buy, host, join, ask them to join. If they don't want to join, ask them to host. If they don't want to host, then ask them to buy. So switch that mentality.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Can I say something on that too?
Sure.
I remember my very first Scentsy family reunion in Indianapolis, and our entire group, under Casey's superstar director, who is Andrea Hatch, so it was like everybody, there's hundreds and hundreds of people. We went to this like dinner kind of like a meeting thing, and all the superstar directors were like up on stage, and they were talking about, their story and how and why they joined. And the one girl, I'm sitting there, I think I was a star consultant at the time. I had like full of my team. I didn't know anybody, and I'm seeing these like, Scentsy royalty up on stage, and they're talking about their, up on stage at the restaurant, right? They're talking about their story, and the one girl says, I joined because I was placing a $90 order, and she said to me, for $19 more, you can start your own business. And like, so to think that someone went from just placing an $80 order to starting like a very lucrative business for herself and her family, just because someone said that one thing to them, that's huge. That's such a huge impact on someone who you never know might be looking for that opportunity.
Or someone who doesn't even know they're looking for that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can say for myself, I wasn't looking for an opportunity when I fell into this. Raise your hand if you were looking for an opportunity to make lots and lots of money when you joined Scentsy. No, nobody. It just kind of happens when you get into it and you start to really enjoy it, and you become magnetic, and people are drawn to you, and they like seeing the things that you're doing. One of the things that brought to mind for me is we have a downline director who is amazing, and I know that she talks to her customers, and she always says, why are you giving me your money? You could be making money off of these sales. You're going to buy it anyway. Why not at least get it at a discount? So sometimes it's just that small thing like that small incentive to join is all you need. And this month is a great month to do it, because you get not only all the scents that are available, but scents that aren't even available yet. So just like, there's always a million reasons to join Scentsy. I don't understand why everyone isn't just lining up to do it.
Yeah, so. for real. Yeah. And I think what Jess had to say when she said that every month she targets 5 or 10 people to privately invite, I think that's awesome. That's kind of like, I don't want to say like your hit list, but that, that's kind of like your focus for the month. You want to focus on those people, and I think that kind of energy around that is really great.
Yeah, and the way to get that list going is by meeting new people and connecting with them through social media, which to me is also my favorite part. What were you going to say, Kelly?
Share a tip really quick that somebody shared with me recently that has really kind of put it in perspective. is we get, we kind of get to choose who we work with, and that's the really cool thing. Not only are you your own boss, but they recommended, and it's funny because here I am almost 7 years in, and I'm just now like thinking about this, like, make a list of who your dream team is. Like, who do you want to go on vacations with? Who do you want to travel with? Who's your best friends? Like your mom, your sisters, and think about those people and ask them. Like, even if you ask them once before, ask them again, because sometimes that no doesn't mean never, and you never know when their circumstances are going to change and they're going to want to join, and they might not bring it up. So the biggest thing that I've learned is to be consistent and to not give up on people, because they love the fact that they like feeling that you haven't given up on them. That's huge to them.
Huge.
So making a dream team wish list kind of, and always going back and asking, always going and revisiting it.
And not only just asking, but finding a connection, like finding the thing in that person that would make them a great consultant. What does Scentsy have to offer them? Like making it about them, showing them that they can do this, like having systems that are duplicatable. Showing a picture of you walking into your Scentsy party with one bag and not 15 bags going up and down a set of stairs. Like showing that it's duplicatable, that it's not that hard to be a Scentsy consultant if you're going to go and do parties. Right. If you get it under their noses, then you can sell it. So, and then just creating a culture, like a team-like culture. If you show the Scentsy spirit on your Facebook page, post pictures of you having fun with your Scentsy friends, whether they're on your team or not, like just creating that culture. And that, I think, goes with what Cassie and Lisa were saying about attraction marketing. Like, just show that this is fun and be authentic about it. Keep it, what makes fun for you is probably going to be the thing that's going to connect you to your friends. So don't try to be someone else and make it's fun because of this reason when that's not really fun for you. Yeah. I think there's a common theme going through about being authentic.
Yeah, so be real for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No fake.
Right, and you're going to find people like old friends who are going to join your team. Like, Jamie, I think you had a lot of old friends that you've connected through, again, because of Scentsy.
Huge, yeah, and a lot of it is through Facebook. We're all friends with some high school friends or middle school friends or elementary school friends or college friends or whoever that you haven't probably talked to face-to-face in 10, 15, 20 years, but they're on your Facebook friend page, so they're seeing your posts and they're seeing your life. And I've had people come out of the woodwork, so to speak, that, we were kind of talking about this a second ago about how you choose who you're working with. Like, I get so excited when a friend from my past or even a new friend wants to join my team, because it's like, oh my gosh, I have a new best friend. Like, this is going to be so great. We get to go on this journey together, and we get to grow and learn and go on trips together and do fun Scentsy things together, and even non-Scentsy things. It's so exciting when that happens. And so it goes along with what Cassie and Lisa and everyone have been saying, just to keep it positive on your Facebook page and show the fun that you're having and the passion you have for your product, not just saying, oh, hey, look, this is page 32 of our catalog. Isn't it beautiful, right? But you're saying, like, look at this new warmer in my house. I just put, another cube of whatever my favorite scent is in there, and my house smells so awesome, right? You're sharing it and you're not selling it. And it's the same thing with the opportunity. You're sharing the opportunity. You're not selling the opportunity. You should never have to convince someone to join, right? We all have a list of fence sitters that say, they were interested, and then for whatever reason they haven't actually hopped off of the fence. It's all in the follow-up, and you let them know that this opportunity is there when they're ready. And some people just aren't ready to jump yet. Some people are going to look at that opportunity that you say, only spend $15 more and start a business, and they're like, whoa, I can't handle starting a business right now. I just want this combine and save package, and you can talk to me in 6 months about it, right? But then talk to them in 6 months about it, right? You're going to have to follow up with them and actually touch base with them and remind them about this awesome opportunity that you're sharing with them and that you want them on the journey. And just like, Cassie and Lisa were saying before, so many of my team members have told me, they're attracted to the business because of how I'm sharing it and I'm having so much fun with it. And then it's not something that I that is complicated, and I don't overwhelm people with a lot of information at first, because it is overwhelming, and a lot of newbies, you know, and you guys might be listening right now, you want to know more and you're sitting there taking notes, but the biggest thing that I think any of us can tell you is just to have fun and try to keep it as simple as possible. You want your best friend on your team, you want your mom or your sister on your team, of course, it's more fun with a buddy. Get them to join and learn the ropes together, figure it out together, right? So that's really kind of one of the foundations of the business, is being authentic and just sharing it.
I think that one of the things that scares a lot of new people from recruiting is they think that they're going to take the sales away from themselves by recruiting. Right. So, Kristen, do you want to talk a little bit about that and
Absolutely.
How that not really how it works?
So I think that a lot of people get very scared just for what you said about hostess flipping. So hostess flipping is when you have, whether it be a Facebook party, home party, basket party, and you are literally asking that host if they would like to start their own business. Take the sales from that party, they get the commission, they get the host reward. But the first thought, and the thing that makes people scared to do it, is they're nervous about losing out on that commission, where in the end, on the long-term aspect of it, you're actually investing more by giving up that commission into your business, because now that person could be recruiting your next team rock star, getting so many more sales than you ever knew were possible, and your business is just growing that much more. So while you might not earn as much this month, down the road you'll earn a lot more potentially. So I guess really, how do you start that for some people? How do you start that conversation with your host is definitely a question. I like to plant the seed in the beginning, not really attack the host, but likely the fact that she's already hosting a party, she's probably already thought about maybe doing this as a business. So I just asked them in our first kind of host coaching thing, you know, have you ever considered joining? And then that way I get a warm feel or a cold feel from them, and I know how to handle the rest of the process through the hostess coaching and the party. And then also there is some awesome host coaching brochures out there right now, and in it discusses the opportunity and has the compensation plan. So it's also planting that seed from the beginning with the host, which is nice. But definitely, like Casey said earlier, is keep it simple. And that's in regards to, again, Facebook, basket, or home parties. You definitely want to make whatever you're doing seem like they can go out and duplicate the same thing. If it's hard or complicated, they're going to get scared and they're going to think they can't do it. But if you keep it simple, then the host can put themselves in that position and say, oh, I could totally see myself doing this. So I definitely always offer them the party. I never prejudge them because you never know who you'd be losing out on that way. And then when the time comes and you're closing out the party with that host and you're sitting down to let her know what her party total is, I always love doing this, especially with basket or pouch or whatever you want to call it parties, because those hosts just did all the work for you. So
yeah, they did.
They're already the consultant, which is awesome. But so I'll ask them, you know, how hard was the basket party? Because you absolutely rocked it, and likely they're going to be like, oh, well, all the orders just came in, or it was so easy. And so I kind of play with them a little bit, see where they're at again and how they're feeling about it. And I'll be like, you know, I know you were kind of iffy about it before, but your party did so well, so I figured I'd just offer the opportunity to you again. And if you don't want to, that's totally fine, but I'm fine with keeping you as a wonderful customer and host and keeping your customers as my own. However, I'm going to say it was a $500 party, right? I'm going to make $125 in commission off of that party. So I'll tell them that, and I'll say, I'm going to make that commission because of all of your hard work. I really did nothing. I'm happy to take that $125 and give you just the host rewards and keep and service your customers. But you did so well, and I'm pretty sure your customers are going to want to come back to you to order. So why don't you just join? It's $99. You're already making $125 on this by the 10th of next month. So if you join today, it'll cover your kit. You'll have a couple extra dollars in commission, and you still get the host rewards. So what do you think? And when you present it to them like that, it makes it a reality, and it's different than pushing it, because it actually makes them think about it as a business opportunity, and they're like, wow, this could totally be mine. I love this. So it's just, I would say a lot of my girls who I do that with, some are going to say no, and that's totally fine. It's money in your pocket. But the others who they really think about it, they're like, oh, okay, I can do this. So it's a pretty cool way to get new recruits.
Awesome.
I totally agree. I would say a great percentage. Oh, is it breaking up again?
Yeah.
So, can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I would say a great percentage of my recruits have come from Hostess Flipping. Raise your hand if that's true for you too. Does that work? No?
I mean, just personally, but I know it's good for some people.
I think that's a huge percentage. So getting parties booked sometimes are the first step to recruiting. I wrote down that I wanted to cover that creating great customer service is also a great way for attraction marketing. So if you are an amazing Scentsy consultant and somebody who was your customer hears someone else talking about maybe wanting to do something in multi-level marketing or needing a little bit of extra money, and you've already planted your seed in their head, they're gonna think of you when that person that they're speaking to has the idea to possibly join. So they're going to refer them to you. And I think in the world of, there's a lot of talk of there's too many consultants out there. I think being the Scentsy lady and not just a Scentsy lady is huge. Just being the person that everyone thinks of when they think of Scentsy, that's it. Like if you go out there and that's what you strive for, you can't lose.
Yeah, and if you listen to a lot of what... Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. No,
I was just going to say, like, what the majority of everyone was talking about tonight was presence on social media and you know, staying in touch with people, following up with people, communicating with your hosts. All of that, you know, comes down to being the Scentsy girl and people recognizing you as a Scentsy girl. If you're consistently posting and you consistently are going out and passing out samples and wearing, you know, branding yourself with Scentsy logo gear, you know, when those conversations come up, even when they're away from you, they're talking to their uncle or their cousin or whoever, and they hear that someone's looking for a Scentsy consultant or looking for extra income, you're going to pop into their head because they know you are the Scentsy girl or the Scentsy guy. They know that. They recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, do we have any questions?
We have one, and it's actually, she actually mentioned that we might have answered it during the last tax meeting, but she's basically saying she has a recruit interested in rejoining and is curious how to do the taxes. This is from Corey. If you itemize or not, and do you end up paying or not when you do your taxes? So she knows that it's a varied answer, but was asked by her potential recruit, and she didn't make enough last year to do them, and she has a tax guy, so she wasn't sure how to answer. So
I didn't hear what the question was.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I heard some of it, but I didn't hear what the first part of the question was.
So I think that the potential recruit is concerned that she would owe money as a result of her Scentsy business, as opposed to having the deduction to be able to write off and either make even or get a refund. So, does anybody have experience with that?
Yeah, I can tell you.
Yeah.
I know that there's a lot of sound in the background, sorry. I know that you can deduct, there's an awful lot of business deductions that you have as a Scentsy consultant, especially if you have a home office, if you are, you know, driving around your mileage and so on and so forth. So when it comes to taxes, I mean, pretty much everything from the pens that you write with to the ink in your computer and all of your business supplies, your starter kit, all that stuff is business deductions. And for the first couple of years, I want to say it's 3 years, your business can actually be negative. And so, you know, even the income that you make, if you're investing that right back in, you know, you don't have to show that you're making profit. So, so I know personally for me, this was my third tax year going into it, and I have always benefited from having the business deductions as opposed to being penalized because of the income. And I'm getting paid as a director, so yeah.
Same.
Same.
So
Okay,
that was the only
so
question.
awesome. All right. So does anybody have anything they want to add? We're just 1 minute over so far.
I do. I have a really good tip. All of these ideas tonight were really super awesome. And my biggest tip for you would be to either, if you have a Scentsy notebook, I'm sure you do, or just get a sponsoring page. I'm losing my voice here, but a sponsoring page in your notebook and write down every single person from day one that you asked to join your team. Write down their name, the date that you asked them to join, and their answer. Because no, sorry, only means no for right now. And so you can ask them again when things like this pop up, the join in February, join in August, or anything else that pops up. So you want to keep track of these people so you can mention it to them again over and over. Sorry.
Yep, and keep track of any person that, even if you hadn't asked them, sometimes people will just randomly comment on your post on Facebook where you're saying, join my team, it's only $99, and they might shoot a question to you real quick. But when you ask them, they're like, I don't know. So just keep that lead list and keep following up with them.
That's actually, as we were going to close tonight, I was going to tell everyone who's listening to grab a piece of paper right now and make a list of at least 10 and why they're good for Scentsy. Your dream team. Start your dream team list right now. Kelly waited a long time to make hers. You don't have to do that. You can start right now to do it. Why are they your dream team? Why? What does Scentsy have to offer them? Why would they be great at this? And message them and let them know. And just see where those 10 reach outs go. So I think we're gonna close tonight. And I just have a quote, a Mary Christensen quote. I think if you've been with Scentsy for any amount of time, Jamie, if you've been with Scentsy for any amount of time, then you are familiar with Mary Christensen, and that is, your sales for today, or your sales are your income for today, bookings are your income for tomorrow, but sponsoring can be your income for life. So just keep that in mind as you grow your business, and we look forward to talking with you guys next month. We'll